Good morning, everybody. It is me, it's your girl, it's Lady Blue, and I am here on this very hot, very humid, oh my gosh, Thursday. But I am blessed to be in the house, and I am glad to be here, and I hope everybody is having a fabulous start to their day so far. I just want to let y'all know that it has been a very interesting week. A lot of things have happened personally, in the world, in the city, and going around, but we are going to get right to the heart of the matter today, and that is my special guest, Mr. Tamel Martin Sr. of Hood Respect Clothing Company. Tamel, how you doing today?
How you doing today, Miss Blue? How you feeling?
Oh, you know what? We had this conversation. Both of us coming in here off a night shift, so you got about the next 2 hours. That's about all you got, and then we go home and go to sleep. That's about it. We going home and go to sleep, but it is all good. I am fine. I am blessed. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you made it in, and we gonna just kind of jump right into things, Tamel. And I want you to just tell everybody out there a little bit about yourself, and then we're gonna jump in and find out what's going on with Hood Respect Clothing Company.
Well, like you said, my name is Tamel Martin. I'm from West Baltimore, born and raised. Got 4 kids, 5 to be exact. I mean, married man, working hard worker. You know, just trying to figure out things in the community, how we can make things better for us to keep the young kids growing up, and just try to keep a positive outlook on our city.
Okay, I can get with that. 5 kids. Okay, you got one more than I do. Okay, so I know where you're at. Okay, what age ranges do you have? Like many adults, or are they all little, or what?
Well, the littlest one is the ringleader. She's the oldest one. She's just turned 5 yesterday.
Okay.
And they have a 14-year-old. He's the oldest.
Okay.
So I got 2 11-year-olds and a 9-year-old.
Okay, so you haven't hit that spot
but
yet.
I said 4 by mistake because my 4-year-old, she's the adult. So
4 going on 40, is that what you trying to say?
5 going on 55 and a half.
Ooh, Lord Jesus, yes, Lord, I know those too. Okay, so you're from here, you're in Baltimore, and born and raised, and I'm sure you have seen a lot of things that have gone on in the city, and we're going to get to that. But what I want to get to is your clothing company. Tell us how Hood Respect got started.
Well, basically, I always wanted to do clothing. I kind of went to school for entrepreneur when I was younger. So when I started working, I figured, how can I do something for the community that was kind of same what everybody was doing, but just a little different. Okay. So me and my brother, his name is G-Bay, we sat down one week and we just started thinking of things to come up with. And he was like, we need a name that we can use, and one that we can have adults buying it and kids buying it. So I was like, we need a real catchy name. We can't have nothing with violence because most people don't like violence. That's what we're going through now.
Right, exactly.
So we did 2 names. The first one was Hood Runners, and then we did one called Hood Respect. So we put it on social media, and we let everybody decide which one they like the most.
Okay.
So everybody was like, well, we should go with Hood Respect because it's more respect and it's about the hood.
Right.
And it's positive, and you can have kids wearing it and all.
Okay. And I agree with that, and it is positive and it is catchy. That is a definite on that one. Now my and with choosing not just Hood Respect but Hood, what does Hood mean to you?
I mean, it means the neighborhood you in. I mean, it can be the suburbs. It's still a hood. That might be your hood. Mm-hmm. That might be how you grew up.
Okay.
So it's not just about the ghetto and the projects. It can be in townhouses, Beverly Hills. That's your neighborhood. That's what you represent.
Okay. All right. And now, which side of Baltimore were you from? West side, you said,
West
right?
West Baltimore.
Okay, West Baltimore. So your neighborhood then and your neighborhood now, what's the difference?
Nothing.
Nothing? Still the same, huh?
I grew up on Saratoga and Stricker.
Okay.
I live in Cherry Hill now.
Okay.
So
everything's still the same.
Still the same. Just different names. That's it.
Okay. And do you see now? I know there's got to be at least a small difference into how you used to go outside and play versus what you're seeing today.
I mean, yeah, we used to go outside. And we was outside all day, all night. From the time we got out of school, I mean, your mother had to come look for you. We was able to play.
You didn't have a street light mom like me? Okay.
I mean, yeah, but she called us, but we already knew we outside, so we gonna be out here till it's time for us to come in.
Right. Okay.
But it's like now, the kids, they can go out, but the parents now are fearing for their kids to go out.
Right.
They go out, something happen, gunshots ring off. So it's like the kids really don't have nothing to do in the communities no more like we had.
Right.
We had after school programs, we had rec centers, and we swimming pools. It's like they closing everything down, but they wonder why the youth are so frustrated.
Right. Okay. That makes perfect sense. Were there a lot of rec centers around where?
Yes.
Where you were
I went to store of 95.
Okay.
When we got out of school, we went straight across the street to the boys' club.
Okay.
You go in, they made you do your homework, practice your spelling words, whatever you had before you played any game.
Okay. That makes sense. Makes sense. Get your homework done before you go out there and have your fun. Ooh, I just made a rhyme. Okay, anyway. Okay, so now what do you feel that the youth from your neighborhood, and we'll get to all of Baltimore in a second, but from your neighborhood, what do you feel that they're craving or looking for?
I would say attention, but it's more like they looking for respect. They looking for somebody to look up to. And as you can see, we really don't have many people for them to look up to.
Right.
Besides the drug dealers.
Right. Right.
And that's not really who they supposed to look up to. But if we can't, if no man is in the house to teach them, that's what they gonna run to. And when the streets get you, they got you.
That is true. Now, we have the big epidemic, and I guess you could call it that, where you have a lot of single-parent households. And I'm not just focusing on moms, because there's a lot of dads that are raising their little ones as well.
Yeah.
And do you feel that they're forced into these situations, or is it by choice, or is it because, okay, the government won't help me out, so guess what? I'm stuck doing.
I think it's kind of both.
Okay.
Because you got some women, I know women who works full time and probably just need a little assistance from the government. But you got some who just want the government help.
Right.
Then if her and the spouse is not eye to eye, and when they break up, then here comes the other white man,
right,
which is child support.
Right.
So then you feel as though, well, I got him down child support. I'm supposed to get $200 a month, but I'm only getting $75 a week. So it's like the white man is sitting in the middle of all black families.
Okay.
He finds a way to split them up.
Okay.
Like before I moved to Cherry Hill, my wife was on the housing list.
Okay.
My son is 11. We done been in Cherry Hill for 3 years. Normally, they go by her income.
Right.
By her not having no income, they was like, well, you can't have no man in your house. So we was about to get married anyway. So when we told them that, they was happy about it. So then when I took them my pay stubs, they saying John Hopkins, let's not worry about her no more. She don't have no income. So now, since he's going to be in the house, which if I wasn't, her income would be $0.
Right.
But since we tell the truth and I'm going to be in the house,
right,
my income is almost, my rent is almost $900.
They get it one way or the other.
One way or another, they're going to get you.
I understand, yeah. And I understand that plight, and then even now, because the lists are longer now, you got to wait.
Your kid be 30.
Time.
You be 30 and you won't even need the 3-bedroom no more.
You got to wait a long, long time. And to me personally, I think that's the way it's set up.
Yeah.
To frustrate you enough that you either leave, don't answer, don't bother to change your address when you move, all those kind of things. So that kind of comes into that hood respect kind of thing about, respecting your household. Okay, that's one level of respect. Now, another level of respect, how do you feel that the youth in your neighborhood are treating the seasoned people, the elders that are in your neighborhood?
I mean, like I said, you got some. I know some teens who really respect the elder people. But like they say, it's one bad apple in every bunch.
Right.
Even when we was growing up, we might have been 7 of us that respect the elders, but you got one who gonna cuss them out.
Okay.
Because that's what they're used to seeing, and that's how they look at us. Like we program our kids to do the same thing.
Right.
If we grew up like that, then they gonna grow up like that.
Right. Somewhere the chain has to be broken somewhere along the line. Okay, so we just talked about respecting your neighborhood and then respecting your seasoned people that are out there. What else do you feel that the youth, or even the young adults that are in your neighborhood and around Baltimore, do you feel that they need more self-respect before they can learn to give that respect?
Yeah, you really need that, because if you don't have respect for yourself, nobody else is going to have respect for you.
That's true.
If I see you walking around with your pants off of your butt all day, and I know that I see you every day, and all you do is stand on corners, you not... Because see, back in our day when they were selling drugs, you had the drug dealers look out for the old people.
Right.
They cleaned the neighborhoods up. If an old person need help from the market, they help them out. They don't do that no more.
Right.
If you see an old lady now walking with a bag, she can have 15 bags. A little young, they can walk right past them, just like that I'm saying.
Right. That's true. That is true. And I think the other thing is, for me, I've taught my sons, to open the door. Okay. Do the things that would make life just a little easier.
I still open the door for my wife.
Exactly.
It's not that she makes me. That's what a man's supposed to do.
Exactly. And I also taught my sons, and they still don't. My little one doesn't get it, but I say, take your hat off in the house.
Yeah. And
he's like, why? And I'm like, well, 1, it's a sign of respect, and 2, because your mama said so. Okay, so.
And 3, because it's my house.
Right. But it's just okay. So we're looking at these youth are crying out for. They need to learn some self-respect, some honor, some kind of honor, because I don't think there's enough honor. Okay, so when you see a young person in one of your shirts, what kind of feeling does that invoke in you?
I mean, that's my future. That's somebody who he might can be my lawyer one day, my doctor one day. He might can rescue me from a fire one day. So I mean, if I look at the youth, and if he do something wrong, if I don't explain it to him and I just beat him down, then he's not gonna have no respect for me, because all they gonna see is, well, if I do this wrong, then he gonna say something negative. Right. And it's just like with your kids, like, yeah, you gotta praise them for doing good, but you also gotta let them know what's right and what's wrong. Okay. Because you got parents out here who kids be out in the streets doing stuff. Then when they get in trouble, the first thing they parents say, my son don't do that. My son not a bad kid. How you know? You don't
not
know
my baby. Right. Exactly.
Because I'll tell you like this. I got a son. Yeah, one of them, he's bad. So when I got to go to the school, I go with a mind frame. Yeah, this is my child. But I know him. So I know somewhere in between the line, he done something. Right. Every time I get there, he right. I get his side of the story. But then I got to get the adult side. So when I put it together, I'm like, okay, so this is how it happened. Right. But when he do good, I praise him. Buy him Xboxes and everything. When you do bad, I take it back.
How do you feel about parents today that treat their children more like friends as opposed to children?
I don't like that. My mother and I grew up with a stepfather, and my mother and my stepfather told me, we ain't your friends. Your friends outside. Right. That's why when my kids tell me, Daddy, you mean, I tell my wife I love it. And she never understood why. I said, because when they tell me I'm mean, that means I'm doing my parenting job. All right. So you can tell me I'm mean. I'm supposed to be mean. I'm not supposed to tell you yes for everything you want to do. Right.
Agreed. Totally agreed. So, okay, we've hit a couple levels of respect here. What else do you see across Baltimore? Let me ask it this way. If you could take your shirts and just clothe your entire neighborhood in your shirts, what do you think that would change?
I mean, I'm not going to say it would change the whole community, but it'll give people a level of respect for their own self. Okay. It'll let you know that you don't have to walk around with a chip on your shoulder every day. We know every day is not going to be perfect. Okay. But you got to live with your good days and you got to live with your bad days. Just like rich people. Just because they rich don't mean they don't have bad days.
Right, exactly.
You can have all the money in the world and you still can be miserable.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But if you just on the offset, say your entire block where you grew up on is wearing your shirts. Okay? And you're greeted every day and you're patted on the back and you're given the handshake and they're giving back and they're doing what they're supposed to do. What level do you think that would take not only you, but the neighborhood too?
It'll help the neighborhood out a lot because you got to bring your community back together. We don't have it where it's though no more. Like it really takes a village to raise a kid, right? And we don't have it no more. If your child do something and I reprimand him, you might want to kill me now. And even if you know he was wrong for doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I used to get beat by all the neighbors.
Right.
If my neighbor see me doing something, he gonna beat me. I can't go tell my mother, because then she gonna beat me.
Right.
So that's 2 beatings I done got in one day.
Right.
Or they'll jack me up, bring me around to my mother, say, hey, we caught him doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can't do that.
Right. Now, I just was listening to, I love my cousin. My cousin can tell me some stories. She's from Chicago, okay? And she just told a story about a woman and her son who were walking down the street. And there were 2 little things behind them. They were just, throwing rocks, whatever they could find on the street, picking up bottles, tossing bottles their way. They were basically, harassing. And my cousin stopped and thought maybe this was just, her kids being bad, and walked on. But she met up with the lady later. And she asked the lady, she says, everything all right with your boys? She goes, no, those weren't my boys. Those were 2 little kids I don't even know that followed us up the street. She said they literally followed her for almost 4 or 5 blocks, throwing things at her and her son. As a parent, I don't want to snatch them right up on the street. I don't care.
Yeah.
Whose little bit of something you are. I'm going to find out whose little bit of something you are. But if you were to see that, would you take the time to stop it?
Yeah, I mean, because I got to look at it like, you could be throwing stuff at my mother.
Mm-hmm.
Or that can be my child and my wife walking down the street that you throwing stuff at.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not going to say I'm going to jack you up and put my hands on you,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm going to say something to you, let you know that somebody's watching you.
Right.
It's like nowadays when people do stuff, so somebody stopping it, first thing they do is pull their camera out and record it.
Right.
YouTube, World Star.
Right.
And it's like, when back in the day, we didn't have that stuff.
Right. Do you think and you're right, because back in the day, and I keep mentioning this, back in the day, you had a disagreement, you picked a time, you went there, you duked it out, you talked it out,
and you
shook hands, you went on your merry way.
And you became friends a week later.
Right. Or you just left each other alone, and that
you
was,
knew that if I mess with him, he gonna fight me.
Right. Or that's the story you tell your grandkids, and you all still living down the street saying hi to each other as you pass each other by.
Yeah.
But I guess my point being is that, and you mentioned it, being a cell phone society, which is something that we're dealing with right now, being a cell phone society, because people would much quicker pull out their phone than to put out their hand and say, let me get you out of this situation.
If they pull their phone out, they would be calling the police, but instead they're recording it laughing.
Right.
You see a little kid getting jumped by 5 little boys. Instead of you helping them and calling the police, you laughing at them. Right.
Or you're figuring your vid now. And the other thing about these videos is that, and we don't worry, we're gonna get back to hood respect, okay? But the thing about the videos is that now they're starting to charge the people that are filming
because
these things.
you're an accessory.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think a lot of people understand. And I'm not saying that you don't have a right to push the record button on your phone. We all have cell phones. We all have electronics. That's just a given. But there's a time and a place when you should pull out your phone.
Yeah, because if I'm sitting here fighting somebody and I'm stomping a guy head in the ground,
mm-hmm.
and you recording it, if he dies and you put it on World Star, they know it came from you.
Right.
So now you just became an accessory to my crime.
Right, and that's another thing too, is how they've been talking about lately how, they've been trying to erase videos off of the internet. Okay, we need to remember, when it's there, it's there.
It's never going away.
Right. They basically are just trying to block your access. They can't erase it. They can block your access to it, but they cannot erase it. And that's been going on with a lot of the videos in the past couple weeks that have been coming out. They have been doing their best, but quick as you could drop a quarter, the story is up about who recorded it, who getting charged, why they getting charged. They going to jail for umpteen thousand years, and this person going to jail for umpteen thousand years.
All they did was record it.
And all they did was stand there and push a button. But there's 2 sides to this coin, and by that I mean we know we're dealing with race issues right now, and race issues are hot.
Yeah, real hot.
And when I say hot, I mean okay. And it's been going on for some time, but I know just from where I started here with WMSK and so on and so forth, the Freddie Gray issue and forward. Okay, you just recently had the Lower Scuda shooting, and then turn around and his manager gets shot. Oh my goodness, there's it's just shooting after shooting
like
after shooting after shooting, and you have to ask yourself, what is it? What, I mean, even in your mind, Tamel, what is it that is causing, that you think is causing these young people to just go out and pick up a weapon as opposed to opening their mouth, using their brain, talking it, what is it?
First of all, some think walking away is being a coward.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to use their fists no more. They don't want to talk at all. Then they trying to impress their friends. They trying to get their street cred. And it's like it became a war zone.
Right.
And I was just telling my wife the other day, I'm like, I work. I'm a working man. I still catch the bus. I'm like, I can be out here and I can get mixed up in one of these just by going to work. I said, and it's crazy when you walk out in the streets, you got to be afraid of the police or somebody of your own race. Right. Because you don't know at any given moment who's going to take you out. Because my wife asked me she said, I got to be working at 11 o'clock at night. You think I'm standing in Charter Hill on the bus stop at 11 o'clock at night?
I know I'm not. But you ain't got no choice but to get to work.
When I had the car, I wasn't driving out there at 11 o'clock at night. I leave 3 or 4 hours early when the sun's still up so I can get to work on time. Right. My wife said, why you do that? Look, I'd rather be here than on the bus stop, and then you run, well, where is he at? Then if I don't call you, you panic. Right. So as long as you know I'm here, you sleep good, I'm safe. Right.
Now that's another growing thing on top of this whole thing is you have, I'm a mother. I have 3 young black men, my boys, beautiful boys, and I have concerns for them.
Yeah, that's like I have a son, 14 years old. He travels by himself. Like I tell his mother, we got rules. He comes to me. He comes straight after school. On Sundays when it's time for him to leave, he's leaving my house at 4. He got 2 hours to get home. If I don't hear from him by the time he get home, I'm coming to look for him. Right. Because anything after 6 o'clock, I don't trust people. Right.
But I guess what my thing is that the fear, and I don't like the word fear. Okay, just that level of pressure,
that cloud
and fear.
over your head.
That's the thing. Is it? It's weighing us down. Yeah. It's weighing us down, and it's weighing down not just the young men. It's across the board. Parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins. People are losing family members left and right.
Like it's nothing.
Like it's nothing.
8 people a day. Like they don't care.
Right. And and it's like they say, the funeral business ain't never gonna go out of business.
Never.
Okay. But they don't need no help. Okay. Let's look at it this way. They do not need any help.
I want to hear people dying from natural causes. I mean, when the last time you heard somebody die from a natural cause?
Right. It's just they don't need any help, and it's we're I was discussing it last week. We're killing off our own. Because we're so afraid somebody's gonna get somewhere before we get there.
Instead of asking how did they get to where they're at.
Right. And it just goes back to the metaphor I keep hearing of the crab in the bucket.
It is.
Okay. We all want to get to the top. We all want to get out. We all want to see the sunlight. And we all stepping all over each other to get there. Instead of figuring out a way to help each other get to the top. Whether it's like I'm doing now, sitting here talking with Tamel, or getting out on the streets. And I know Baltimore, if you're listening, you have seen Dominic Nell out on the street, going to these corner stores and pulling these toy guns out of these stores. That is something, you know what? Let me go get $50. I'll go hit a few stores myself and take those. I will buy them out and just ask them point blank, where are the rest of them? Because I don't want to see that. I refuse to let my boys play with,
me
neither. Even the water guns.
Not even water guns. Because it starts a trend.
Exactly. And it's a scary trend, and it's a trend I do not want. But see, the fear or the agitation doesn't stop at just being young, because it carries into adulthood. Because you got some of them, they ain't quite figured it out yet, and they still want to, and that bothers me as well. So, going back to...
And that's why the young people in the neighborhood see the older people doing it. How can you tell them not to do something when they see you doing it?
Right.
They
What
see you on the corner all day. They feel as though, well, you doing it. Why can't I?
Right, exactly. And we need to stop that. I'm going, if I could reach across here and high five, I would. But the thing, we need to stop it. We are just point blank killing off ourselves. And in killing off ourselves, we're doing it based off of what is being put out there to push our buttons.
Yeah.
Look at it. Don't just act off of it. Look at it. Do your research. Do something that's going to give you the knowledge before you step out there and start holding up your fist and screaming, Black Power or Black Lives Matter. Why are you saying it? Because I just saw a post the other day. Had a group of kids out there with their Black Lives Matter signs, and they were asked the question. It's like, what does Black Lives Matter mean to you? Not one of them could answer the question.
And that's why the other race look at us like that, because they saying, well, y'all yelling Black Lives Matter, but then y'all kill each other. So it can't matter to you. It only matter to you if I kill you. Right, exactly.
And please, ladies and gentlemen, understand. The two people in here understand what Black Lives Matter means. Okay?
Oh, I'm all about it.
I'm all about it. Okay, life in itself, as a faithful person and as a Christian person, matters to me. Okay. But we have got to stop within our own race. We have got to stop this mass genocide. We're our own genocide machine, and it's ridiculous. And it's not just the adults. We're talking little babies are being taken out, sleeping in their beds,
sitting on the porch,
going to eat somewhere,
3 years
walking
old.
down the street. It makes no sense. So again, the respect has to come from somewhere. Again, we're starting within the home. It's got to start within the home.
It must start in the home.
Yes, and if it
because
doesn't
if you don't
start
respect
there,
nobody in your home, you will not respect nobody outside.
Yep, because I know I'd have lost my lips several times if I'd have talked to my grandma the way I see some of these young folks talk to their elders. I would be lipless today at my age if I ever spoke the way some of these young people speak, and it's insane. So that level of respect, and I think we did a pretty good job joining that in with what your company represents, and we gonna take it a little bit further out in the street too. But how do you feel about discipline?
I think the government messed that up big time.
Okay. Because
if you beat your child now, it's abuse. But at the same time, if I have a 15-year-old and I reprimand him for doing something wrong, it's abuse. But if you go out here and rob a store, kill somebody, you want to lock me up because he's not old enough to go to jail.
Did y'all hear that? Okay. See, that's how backwards this is. Children have more rights than the parents that had them, and that's what just makes no sense. But then if you go down to the government and say, well, if you don't think I'm doing a bad job, you take them. Well, you can't do that. Why can't I? You just told me I can't beat them. Exactly. But I gotta clothe them, feed them, make sure. Then if I send him to school and he don't go, you talking about I gotta do 90 days in jail. Yep. I sent him to school, so why I gotta go to jail? Ooh, see, we done touched on the topic, y'all, and we gonna come back to that really quick. This is Lady Blue of the Lady Blue Radio Show, live on WMSKOnlineradio.com, where talk radio just got better.
Being a nice guy sucks sometimes. Yup, some guys had the luck and love lives. Much I don't ask for, just sunshine and some eyes in the sky, up sunrise. Living in the shadow of the swagger, gotta knock her out and drag her back. Caveman, Ray Rice style, they attracted that. Did you catch that? Can't see it, Jack. Play nice now.
Hello. It's me. It's your girl. It's Lady Blue, and I am back. I'm still here with Tamel Martin and of Hood Respect Clothing Company, and we are going to jump right back into our conversation. And I think we left off, we were talking about discipline. Now, y'all know I'll just kind of bounce all over the place with topics, but these are topics that are hot right now. And, recently there were at least 4 different media sensationalized arrests, whether you saw it on social media or you saw it on TV, of parents or relatives that were arrested for disciplining their child. And we're going to start off with the first one, Tamel. The first one was a mother who caught her children robbing the next door neighbor's house. So she disciplines her kids. The kids call the police. The police take the kids into protective custody. They arrest the mom. Apparently somewhere in the story, one of the kids said mom used an extension cord. Okay. It's not a belt. It's not a paddle. It's not a wooden spoon. She used an extension cord. Even the neighbor said that they felt bad for the mom being arrested because she was only doing what she felt right.
Yeah, because
to straighten out her boys.
I mean, yeah, the extension cord thing ain't right, but we black people. Mm-hmm. We know anything in reach, you gonna get hit with. If my mother pick up this screen, if she's that mad, if I don't duck, she's gonna hit me with it. She might not mean to do it, but at that heat of the moment, the situation you put her in is what's gonna happen.
Right.
Now, if it's just you stole a candy bar from the store, you might get slapped.
Right.
She caught you in somebody's house robbing somebody.
Right.
So her thing is, I'm gonna beat you now and make you feel this pain because they could have killed you.
Right.
So if they'd have killed you now, I gotta worry about burying my child, and then what the media gonna do? Oh, they was thugs. What was the mother? What was she doing? So it's damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Right. Now, let's move on to the second one. The second one that came across was a grandmother who was taking care of her 12-year-old granddaughter. And the 12-year-old granddaughter decided she didn't want to do whatever grandma asked her to do, so grandma told her to go outside and get a switch. And she's going to let her have it with the switch. Child calls 911. They arrest grandma, which I think is insane. Yeah. But they arrest grandma. Go. What is your opinion on that one?
Like my grandma been through the same thing, and like I said, when I got that phone call about her being arrested for disciplining, and I'm like, well, she actually lived with her all my life. Mm-hmm. She with me too, but y'all ain't never lock her up then. So what makes this child better than me?
Right. Now the 12. I don't remember the whole story, so I'm not gonna try and quote anything that was coming from the story. But in my opinion, if the 12-year-old felt that she had it like that, open the door. Here's your suitcase. Send her on down to juvie.
But they don't want them because if you take them down, they're gonna say, "Oh, you neglected them. We're gonna charge you with neglect." Well, let's see. I can't beat them. I barely can say something to them, and I can't drop them off to you. So I was supposed to just sit in the house and drive myself crazy and be terrified of a 12-year-old.
Right. I know I'm not.
That's like in the schools. Right. You see how they in schools talking to teachers. I'm like, these teachers don't get paid. I see why teachers are quitting.
Right. They don't get paid enough to deal with the craziness that
they're beat up, and I'm like. But then when a teacher or adult defend themselves, oh, they should have been a bigger person to walk away. Like, really?
So wow, no. Okay, I'm gonna say no to that, because if a teacher again, this applies into the other things we were talking about with the cell phones and the this and the that. A teacher's getting their face pummeled in by your child, and I'm just saying a child, but your child. I would expect that teacher to defend themselves.
They better.
I would not expect that teacher to just sit there and put their hands up and let that child wail away on them. No. Okay? And we all know we have seen so many different videos and videos. We're going to talk about that too. But we've seen so many different videos. My next question is going to be, why should a child have a cell phone
in the first place?
There should be, and this is just my opinion, drop your cell phone in that fishbowl at the front of the class, and you turn it off, and you have no access to your phone while you're in class.
I got one better than that. Like I told my kids, you can have a cell phone because I need you to call me. Mm-hmm. But it ain't none of these.
Right.
I'm gonna get you one like the government got, the flip phone, the one we had. You lucky you can have all the minutes in the world. Yes. You ain't got no internet access, none of that.
Yes. No Snapchat, no Instagram, no Facebook.
And I notice how in my household how it is, because
right.
I can go in other people's household and that's all their kids doing.
Right.
They don't play. I got a 14-year-old. He comes to my house. He's on that phone all day. I come to him when you come in, give me the phone, because you gonna be on it all day. Uh-huh. But I can't take it because you're a mother boy. That's what she's allowed to have in her house.
Right.
But when you come to my house, you're not gonna be on social media all weekend the whole time.
Right. Because we do have a social problem where the kids don't go out and play anymore. Now, mind you, my 9-year-old will run outside in a hot second. Okay. Now, he has come to me and said, Mama, can you give me a phone with, unlimited minutes? I'm like, are you going to get an unlimited job? Okay, because that costs money. But the point being, he's got his little, 250 minutes. He can text from here to eternity.
That's how my daughter
is. But children have forgotten how to play, to run outside, to get the fresh air, to literally be dog tired by the time you come in that door.
You ain't really done nothing but run all day.
Thank you. And you're going to get good food, and the minute that warm water hits your body, you are out. O-U-T. I tell you, if I take a video of my 9-year-old, y'all will see it in action.
I got a 4-year-old, 5, well, she just turned 5 yesterday. If I step on the porch, she'll go get some high heels and be like, Daddy, I won't go outside and dribble the ball. At first it got annoying to me, but I'm like, she really likes basketball. It can be pouring down raining, it can be snowing. Daddy, I want to go outside and dribble the basketball. So I said, okay, go in.
Yeah.
Her and my 9-year-old, my 14-year-old, I strip him down naked, get outside.
Even this past snowstorm, my little one was outside helping to shovel snow from under cars. He didn't know not near half the neighbors, but he was out there shoveling snow.
Because
that was his way of getting his energy, because that boy's like a bullet out of a gun in the morning. Just go until he's run out of steam.
By the time my 5-year-old get up, that's all you hear, like Chucky feet. Yep. Back and forth.
He said Chucky feet, okay.
I get home at 8 o'clock, she's standing in the middle of the steps. I'm like, this is not going to be a good morning.
Oh, I know that feeling. I used to do that with my dad. Wait for my dad to come home, and my key to go to sleep, or my cue to go to sleep, was I would hear the change in his pocket, because he put his hand in his pocket and jiggled the change and then put it on the table, and then I knew my dad was home. I'd go to sleep now. Okay, so I got that.
I get up to go to work. She said, Dad, you got work tonight? I'm like, yeah, good, because I get to sleep in your bed till you come home. I'm like,
oh my goodness. Okay, so let's go to the next discipline story. A father was arrested in, I believe it was Baton Rouge, and I still have a little bit of an issue with this one. He apparently disciplined his 3 children for leaving chicken on the counter. I don't know if the chicken was cooked, if it was, fresh Popeyes and everybody forgot to eat it or just didn't want it.
Well, black people love chicken. You can't mess chicken up.
But they said that he disciplined them for leaving the chicken on the counter. But the issue was the fact that the 3-year-old that was in this discipline lineup apparently got to the point where he got sick enough, or crying to the point where he apparently had coughed up blood, and that just, it had nothing to do with the
beating,
the discipline that was going on. It just had to do with this poor child couldn't catch his breath.
Yeah.
We all know that silent cry.
When you got slapped that hard, it took you an hour and a half to catch your breath.
Yes. That cry that just, you were wondering if they was going to come
when
up
you done
for
got
air.
Slapped and your sister talking about, can he breathe? If he got slapped like that, I'm not doing nothing.
Yes, I'm going to go stand over here in the corner and not move. My eyelashes won't even blink.
I used to see my little bro get slapped. I'm like, well, I'm going to go ahead and sit down because I don't want to be the next one.
Yep. But, there's that. And then, of course, we got all this. Now, we got to look at the fact that these are parents that are taking parents or relatives, because we have grandparents and aunts and uncles that are raising, their children's children. But looking at the fact that they're taking these children's safety into account, reminding them what's wrong. Okay, I didn't do it, you're not going to do it. Don't do as I do as I say, because that's
what she's supposed to do.
Yes. Do you even think the police should have gotten involved in any of those?
No, and they don't. The police, they just want to. Like we was talking about earlier. They just want to break up the home.
Right.
If they feel as though they can have any little step in your home, that's what they're going to do. Whether it's child support, child protective service, any little notch they can get over you, they're going to run with it.
Right.
But it's crazy because a single normal parent like one of us discipline our kid, we'll go to jail. But meanwhile, you had a football star by the name of Adrian Peterson with his son with switches. They had pictures, bruises and everything. He didn't lose his job. He didn't go to jail. He's still playing football. So it's like, well, I guess I gotta be a famous person or rich to discipline my kid. But if I'm broke and I discipline them, it's abuse.
Right. And you got to come up with money you don't have to get out of jail. But now, here's the thing with that went on, looking at the Adrian Peterson thing. I think the question in that was it too extensive?
Yeah.
What he
now,
did.
I didn't say it was wrong because I'm used to getting hit with switches. But it was like when you start seeing skin and deep skin, and when the girlfriend showed the picture, the man asked her like, well, is this picture recently? She said, no, it's from a week old. But the scars on his leg look like that she just took them. And they said he has a room with, though he take keys in it. And then you said, well, you didn't know he was crying. And I guess you didn't if he had leaves in his mouth. So I'm like, but if I do that,
they knew.
I'm going to jail the rest of my life.
Right. They knew. I mean, there's a level, okay? You don't go to you go for that nice meaty part that's somewhere between the middle of their back and their knees. It's called their behind, okay? And that's what you deal with. You don't deal with anything else. And you don't need to sit there for 5, 10, 15 minutes trying to get a point across to your child. It doesn't take that much, okay? A good couple hits from a switch, that was enough for me. Because you can hear the air coming behind the switch. You can hear the air coming behind the switch.
You ain't got to hit. When she tell you go get it, you just going to think about it.
And don't come back in with that little itty bitty thing.
Oh, you only got 2 tries.
They ain't got no whip to it.
If she got to go there by herself, she going to get like 5 of them. And then she going to tie them together.
Cat of 9 tails. Okay. Just look come back in.
The part I hate when, so I sent you out there twice. You came in with this one. Now she going to send your spouse to go out there. And you going to go get it. And if you don't bring him one back, I'm going to beat both of y'all with it. Because now you trying to save him. So now I'm going to get the biggest one.
Everybody joining in that party.
You going to have to take this one.
But, I mean, we're sitting here reminiscing on childhood, but it's a serious matter. When you discipline your child, there's no need to beat your child to unconsciousness. There's no need to beat your child to the fact they can't walk, much less breathe, okay? There's no need to spank your child to the point that they can't sit down or put on clothes there's just certain levels where you just have to go, what was on your mind when you were doing that? But now, if you catch your child dead to rights and they wrong. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, they're wrong. Okay? And little Johnny gonna get his little butt tap. That's just all it is to it.
Well, that's all it is. All it's gonna be.
It's gonna happen.
And what you tell them after we finish, it's gonna hurt me more than it's hurt you. Like I told my kids, after I whoop you, I'll go back and give you about 20 minutes, come back, kiss you, tell you I love you, and then explain to you why I did it.
Yeah, because we got to come down off of our, because sometimes those things come out of frustration or
because
getting the mess scared out of us.
They know right from wrong.
Yes. And when a child scares the mess out of you,
like you don't supposed to be stealing, but you're in the store walking around stealing. So now I got to come to the store, and these people know me, so I'm embarrassed.
Right.
So, and you come here every day, so like I'm gonna be frustrated when I get up there because first I look like a fool. Second of all, they know if all you do is ask me, you probably would have got it. So I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna beat you in the store. Then I'm gonna beat you when I get home. Then you're gonna be punished. But sooner or later you're gonna do something. But then if you keep doing it, then it's like you're really not getting it.
Right, you're not getting it. And then there's the level of punishment because we live in this day and age where the child has more rights than the parent nowadays. Okay, they can call 911, they can divorce the parent, they can emancipate, they can do whatever the case may be according to whatever state law. But
I wish I could have told my mother I was divorcing her.
No, that was not happening. I just let y'all know. No.
She said, okay, everything you got on your back now, get out. Go on about your business.
Oh, yeah. I had that time where I said I was going to run away. My dad packed my bag and set it out on the porch with me and said, see you later. Did I move from that porch? No. I looked up and down the street for about 2 hours trying to figure out what I was going to do and how I was going to get back in the house. Okay, so that was my whole thing. But now, again, we live in a day and age where, children have these rights and parents are losing their rights. And do you think or feel that if these laws or these rights were taken away with kids, we'd gain our kids back?
Yeah, because that's the first thing a kid gonna tell you. You can't do nothing to me.
Mm-hmm.
You can't put your hands on me. I'll call the police.
Right.
And it's like if they know that you, once they see it and they see the fear in your heart and your, they gonna use it on you all the time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's why you got parents that tell I don't care about you calling the police. I'll beat you when they get here.
Now you do have some of them old school ones that be like, "What'd you do?" And what'd your mama say?
Oh, I got police friends like
I'm
that.
gonna stand right over here and let your mama do.
And then if I got to come back, I'm gonna beat you.
There you go. There you go. And see, that to me is something needs to come back. But now, here's what I was trying to come with my thought with this day and age. You got timeout, which don't work. I'm sorry.
Time really?
Timeout does not work. Okay. Grounding, taking things away.
Really don't work because after a while they get accustomed to it.
Right. You know, out of sight, out of mind, and it's just, and then don't bring it back for a little while. I've done that with my child's Xbox, and you know, the first week was just like, okay, every 5 minutes, so ask me about the Xbox. But after a couple days, he didn't think nothing about it
because he knew he wasn't getting it back.
Right.
So now I gotta find something else to occupy my time with.
Exactly. And if a child, to me, a book versus a cell phone or an iPad, I tell my children all the time, open the TV in your mind. Like
my 11-year-old, he's bad, but I used to try to do this as punishment. He'd do something, I write down about 50 words and go look at the definition. Oof. It got to the point that he was mind tricking me. I give it to him, he come down, look, Dad, I got all these. And I'm like, nah, this is starting to be fun to you. I say, you punish, go up in your room, take everything. You up there drawing pictures. I can't stop you from drawing because that's something you do. Look up, so I need you to write me a book report. I do you one better. I do you 3 of them. Yep. Like, so, okay, so now this is more fun to you than punishment. So, okay, I had to go buy me some kettlebells. He hate those things because he only about 60 pounds. I say, you gotta stand there and hold him out. But Daddy, I'm hurting. Well, I can't tell you go read because you're gonna master that.
6-pack when you're done. Okay.
I say, yeah.
But no, and it's I've also noticed across social media, it's being said. These children need to pick up a book, a job application, something that's not crime related or violence related. You've had it said by the Dallas police chief, who, mind you, I know police, you say police, it's a hot matter right now, but the Dallas police chief climbed from where he was. Okay, he was raised, quote unquote, in the ghetto. Okay, he watched family get taken away to jail and killed. He watched his own son die. Okay, and I think he made a very valid point when he said the police entity is not meant to solve all of society's problems. Because still, even in this day and age, you're still going to call the police when there's an issue.
And that's the part that gets me. You say F the police because they did this, but if I break in your house right now, who you gonna call?
Right. You gonna call the police because that's
that's
what
you
you're
might
programmed
have some
to do.
say I'm gonna call my homeboy. Yeah, you probably will. But if you got some diamonds and some jewelry in there that you need to report, your homeboy can't investigate that.
Exactly.
Your homeboy can't investigate your 75-inch TV gone.
Right, that's true.
So you gonna be mad now? You got to call the police. It might kill you inside, but you gonna do it.
That's true. Now the other thing of it is, and I mentioned the Dallas police chief. The police in general are getting just a bad rep, okay? And it's because of the few, not the many, the few, okay? You just had the young lady.
You get fired from Cleveland.
You just had that.
And all she did was say something on.
She said what needed to be said. That's the thing. We get
people
mad at people that
truth.
say what needs to be said. And when it's said, it's I can't believe. How could you? It's
and I get it all the time. People, if I say what I feel. Oh, you're a hater. No, if you telling me that broccoli tastes good and I'm telling you I don't like it, just because you like it, you can't make me like it.
Exactly. But we've got to open, okay? And again, this does not reflect any of the views of this station. This is this girl's view, okay? we have just got to stop long enough. Look at the situation. Don't just react. That's what we are. We are a reactionary society. Okay. Several years ago, we were the suit society, and do you know what that is? Lawsuit. Wherever we could sue, that's exactly where we was going. We was not even thinking about it. We was just gonna go get our money somehow, some way, even if we didn't have money to go get the money. Oh, I'm gonna sue you. Okay. Yeah. So we became the suit society, and now we're sitting in a society that reacts before it actually has the whole story. And you can blame the media for that. Because as soon as something happens, 17 stations come out with 17 different versions of the same story, and everybody's reacting off of those 17 versions, and nobody knows what the truth is. And it's,
and it just drains you. Every station is that same thing, 2-3 weeks.
Right.
You're like,
and it's like, me personally, I wish the media would just leave it alone until everything is gathered, and then go get I know you want to get your exclusive. Trust me, I want to get my exclusives, okay? But I would rather have my facts straight than to just jump in and just start speculating on everything, because I can ruin somebody's life.
That's what, like when the shooting happened in Dallas, and the guy who was walking around with his permit with the gun got framed as the suspect.
The first one.
He went to the police, gave them his gun, said, "I don't want y'all to shoot me." They investigated him for 5 hours. When they let him out, he sees the police talking to the media. He asked them, "Are y'all gonna give me a pot?" No, into the investigation. I said, "Man, he getting death threats and everything. What if he don't make it to the investigation?"
Right, exactly. And then look at how everything else was orchestrated after that with the so-called shooter. Yeah. Okay. And we say so-called because if y'all have seen the picture the pictures floating around, then you know what I'm talking about. And I'm not going to go into too much of the political mess with that. But just the whole aspect of that, okay? Some police departments are just plain tired because it's day in, day out. How many dead bodies do we need to see before we get? How many? It's just because the only people smiling right now are the funeral directors and the morticians, because money's rolling in like clockwork, and we have got to stop reacting. But we're gonna come back to that, and we so need to get back to hood respect. But this is all flying into hood respect. We're gonna come back to all of that with Tamel Martin and Hood Respect Clothing. This is Lady Blue of the Lady Blue Radio Show, live on WMSKOnlineRadio.com, where talk radio just got better.
Still a slave, wake up, dearly beloved, we gathered in holy matrimony. A ceremony I mastered only what the master told me. Spitting in holy water, meet me by the riverside. We can get you baptized and offer the truth. Where a sinner just ain't a sinner with a neck in the noose. Taking photographs with an e-god, so just innocent food. Feast on, burnt flesh like a fragrance. Colgate smile from the demons who prophesize.
And we are back. This is Lady Blue, the Lady Blue Radio Show, live on WMSKOnlineRadio.com, where talk radio just got better. You know, there are some things that I need to mention that are coming up in the next few weeks. WMSK is going to be taking part in the Curves Rock Fashion Week that is happening July 20th through 24th in downtown Baltimore. I am looking forward to that one. Comedian Lonnie B is going to be a host of this event, and it's going to be a huge event. Fashion, fun, informed. Come down and get informed. Let's just put it that way. So it's July 20th through the 24th. I believe it's going to be down at the Marriott in Camden Yards, and it's the Curves Rock Fashion Week 2016. So make sure y'all come down and join WMSK for that one. Also, coming up August 6th, WMSKOnlineRadio.com is going to be presenting the all-you-can-eat crab feast. That's right, all you can eat for all you seafood lovers out there, okay? And come on out to Martin's Crosswinds in Greenbelt, Maryland, and help Miss Connoisseur herself, Tia Hamilton, celebrate her birthday. All-you-can-eat crab feast. You've got a premium bar for 4 hours. There's just food. Okay, I'm not even going to try and run down the list because there's too much food. And there's going to be a live concert featuring comedian T.K. Kirkland, Dougie Fresh, and the one and only MC Light. So if you are in the area, in the mood, want to go to Martin's Crosswind, want to help Tia Hamilton celebrate her birthday, come on down, celebrate it with WMSKOnlineRadio.com. Also, just a couple other things. If you have not yet, you can go to my website, ladyblueone.com. You can find the book that I co-authored, Woman on a Mission. You can go there and click on the link and purchase that book. The Kindle edition paperback will be coming out in the near future. And also my first poetry volume release called Vibe in Blue is also available on Amazon for $4.99. Kindle edition paperback will be coming out hopefully by the month of August. But please get out there and help support the positive mission. Lady Blue is across social media. It's LADYBLUU1 on Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, anywhere you can think of. That's where Lady Blue is. Okay, you have the Real Lady Blue 1 on Facebook. You have the Lady Blue Talk Radio group, and you have my inspirational page, Joy Does Come in the Morning, where I give daily inspiration to start your day. Now, going back to everything that we have got going on right here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm in the studio with my special guest, Tamel Martin, and the owner and founder of Hood Respect Clothing Company. And Tamel, let me ask you a question, because we have dove into some issues in here this morning, okay? And we've talked everything from kids to police to all the things that are going on. What is next for Hood Respect?
Well, I'm currently right now helping my wife focus on her healthy cookbook. She's cooking for them. She's basically in the house cooking right now. She just texted me telling me hurry up home. She cooking.
Okay.
So I'm trying to help her get her her recipes together. Then trying to do like some more stuff in the neighborhoods with more communities. Trying to get more people to come out and help me sponsor stuff.
Okay.
Like we did a prayer walk in Cherry Hill with the guy. His name Mike. He got the Rich program.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it turned out beautiful. We prayed. We walked through the whole Cherry Hill, prayed in where people was getting killed at like the last 30 days. Made people come outside. Everything he gave away was free, from bikes to snowballs. We had Miss Mosby came out there with us. A little black from 92Q. Okay. The Oreo Bird. Then. We had the Raven cheerleaders out there with us.
Hello.
And we just took the whole Cherry Hill that day.
Sounds like a winner.
When I first seen them, I wasn't too sure about it. Then that next morning, something just was like, just get up and go. So I got the kids and we went out there, and we sat there all day long till it was over.
Awesome, because I mean, there's a number of events, and I try to keep up with you on social media, because everywhere. Sometimes I turn around, somebody's holding up a Hood Respect shirt, so trying to keep up with that. But I would like to take this opportunity right now to invite you, if you are interested in. I have my second annual 50 Shades of Blue coming up in October during Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and I would love to have you as a sponsor for that event. Y'all keep your eyes and ears tuned, okay? We working things out, but it is going to be a wonderful event, and I would welcome Hood Respect to be a part of that. Your last event, you just talked about the prayer walk. There was another. Didn't you just do? There was another one you just did.
The Baltimore Expo.
Okay.
Yeah, we did that with one of my little brother and a couple of business partners he knew. Mm-hmm. And it turned out wonderful. I mean, by us doing it the week of the airframe, we didn't really do what we could have did. So we gonna set up another date and do it again later. Mm-hmm. But like I was telling them, by it being the airframe week and us, we still did a pretty good job. Okay. I had my clothing line. You had people who paint there, people who make liquor. I mean, like, if you needed throwback basketball jerseys and stuff, they had that there. Okay. And it was just a bunch of information. And then it's a bunch of black people you see doing positive things. Okay.
Nothing wrong with that. Now, tell me this. We talked about a couple of your events, and we're going to ask what's going on in the future for Hood Respect. But I want to know what goes into the making of your design for Hood Respect, because it pretty much, there's a basis for it. You know, we either see HR or we see Hood Respect spelled out. But how do you come up with your designs for your shirts?
Well, I got 3 designers. Mm-hmm. One is my little brother. One is a friend / printer, and his name is Landlord. I'm quite sure everybody know him. Mm-hmm. And sometimes me and my kids sit down and play with little stuff, and it depends. Like, we have a thing. We don't want no nothing negative, no violence.
Right.
So we take designs and ideas from people on Facebook, Twitter.
Okay.
But if it's anything negative, we gonna let you know.
Okay.
That's not the world we going in.
So you draw your own?
Yeah, we
Okay.
draw them up, we print them out,
Okay.
and then we just go from there.
Now the last one, the Stop the Violence one, which I love.
That's the one that I'm working, because Ted just asked me about that this morning, and I'm trying to get with my friend landlord, but by having a bunch of colors in it, we gotta take our time, make sure we do, because my designer, his name Dark Blue. He really put his foot in it.
Right.
And when I first asked him about it, because I think it was Milwaukee, I had somebody wanting to do a Stop the Violence thing. So I told him I would make a design for it. He literally took 2 months to make this.
Wow.
When I seen it, I was no more good. Because he was like, he got a little kid he was talking to about it. And I guess he was just going to do just black people. But the little kid was like, no. Do everybody, all kind of colors. That's why you see all different color hands up there.
Okay. And
he showed it to me, and I just was looking at it. I done had it for like 2 years now.
Wow.
So
it's something when it comes out of your head and you see it in front of you. It is something. So what did you tell him when you finally laid your eyes on it? You said you was no more good, but I'm sure you said something to him.
For the price he showed it to me, I couldn't say nothing, because when I seen it, I'm like, I ain't got the money for this. And he was like, nah, just give me that. And I'm like, so you did all, and that's all you want? He was like, yeah. I like, you good with this?
Wow.
So he was like, yeah. He like, man, anything you want. So like, when I do something about Stop the Violence movement, because he good with that. So I was like, look, I need something just like you made for. He like, okay. Like he did I got another one that's called Hood Respect All Stars, but it got the Harbor logo in the background.
Okay.
And he was like, I want you to put this out. And I said, well, if I put this out, you're going to do one for East Baltimore, South Baltimore. I don't want to kill you right now, so we're not going to put this out right now. We're going to start with the normal ones first.
Right.
And he's like, yeah. So, but that Stop the Violence one, that come with a lot of work, because the printer got to do a lot of restructuring and
right, because all those colors, you want them to pop and you want them to be, visually effective. So when people see it, they, ooh, I just saw that the other day. That's that Hood Respect logo, and you want them to see that and go out and remember that. I mean, I can see that on more than T-shirts, bags, hats. Do you do hats?
It's going on everything.
Okay.
As soon as we get it right.
Okay, all right. So y'all heard that first right here. Okay, as soon as you do it right. Okay. So, how long have you had Hood Respect?
3 years now.
3 years. And give me a little bit on your trial and error in getting Hood Respect started.
Oh man, it was rough. I mean, it started at home first, because me and my brother, we had already came up with it. We already knew that it was a good idea. We did a 12-shirt run. By the time we got on that Friday, by the time that Monday came, we had 3 shirts left. But mind you, I'm still working, so I'm using my money.
Right.
And then the wife ain't hearing that, because I'm not bringing what I'm putting out back in. So, I mean, we had our little differences, and she's like, well, I mean, this is taking money out the house. I'm like, well, we got to take money out in order to bring money back in. So we would have our little disagreement. And then after a while, she kind of seemed like, well, he's not going to give this up. He's really... And then I took her on the run with me one day. Everybody was calling me. And she was like, you done went to like 5 or 6 houses. You made a lot of money in like a couple hours. I was like, yeah. She's like, you really dedicated to this. I'm like, yeah. Then she started helping me with ideas.
Right behind it, right?
Yeah. Then now she's one of my female models. And then like we tell them, we take people all sizes, shapes, colors. I mean,
and yes, he does have a rainbow. I have seen his displays. They are varied colors. They don't just stick to
LA,
one certain.
And I've been knowing these kids since I first started it. I did a little contest on Instagram. I think I had, when I first had my Instagram page, I think I had about 100 followers. I gave the little boy, I said, look, if you can give me 50 kids to follow me in a week, I'll send you 2 shirts.
Mm-hmm.
He got me 200 kids in 3 days.
He was no joke. He wanted that shirt.
But he was up 10 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, well, where's this kid mother? Never knew the whole time his mother was watching everything we was talking about.
Wow. Okay. See? Parental
and
involvement.
Like, I like what y'all doing. I mean,
all right.
Now I think he like 14 now. I be sending him and his sister shirts, and everybody be looking like, well, how do you do this? I'm like, I don't go nowhere. I do everything from ball. It don't cost that much to send somebody something. And
that's awesome though. That's dedication, and here's to your wife for sticking with you, because I can imagine the disagreement. Where that money coming from? Why are you spending it? I can imagine. I can imagine.
It used to get heated in the house.
Right. But hats off to her for sticking it out and going with you to see the effect that it has had on the community. When you did your first event, do you remember what your first event was?
I didn't really have an event. I just was like going around trying to sponsor people. Like, if I seen you and you was doing your radio, I hit you up, ask you, would you mind wearing the shirts? And I wouldn't even charge you for it. Like, if I know you have a big fan base and I want you to help me, I'll give you the shirt. Right. Because you're doing a job for me. Right. So that means you wearing it and then I'm still benefiting from it. So I can't be like, well, it's a win-win all the way around. I want you to wear the shirt, but you got to buy it. Right. Because then they're going to be like, well, first of all, who are you? Right. But it's a win-win, and that goes back to that what I was talking about earlier is support. Okay, sometimes, and this has been said by a few people that are in my network, is that sometimes a couple of giveaways is not gonna kill you. Yeah, it's not, and it brings people back to you. Right. That free advertisement is exactly what gets some people up off the ground. Because trust me, before I started doing my free advertising, I was one point I was like, you know what, I'm wasting too much money. I mean, then I'm not doing nothing. So I said, how can I do it? And then me and my little brother, he's younger than me, but we always sit down and I gotta look at it from his view, by him being young and by me being older than him. So he'll be like, well, look, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna print these up. We might sell 15. Next 15, just take them around, just give them people. All you gotta do is tell them, take a picture, hashtag you, Facebook you. That's all you ask. Right. And he said, you'll be surprised how many people want to do it. And that's exactly how it goes. When you use the social media the right way. Exactly. Okay, not to spread your business, your personal business, but your business. Okay. What advice would you give to a young person who wants to try to start up, say, their own clothing company or their own? I'll tell young people anytime, whatever dream you believe in, go for it. Because you will never know how to fail if you don't try. Amen. I said, and then when you do it, if you don't have nobody telling you that it ain't going to work, you ain't doing it right. So as soon as you get that first person tell you, oh, that's not going to work. Right. That ain't going to do it, make you do it harder. Right. Oh, because trust me, I had a whole lot of people telling me that ain't going to work. Okay, now I'm doing it just to prove you wrong. Right, exactly. Give them that push. Now, I mentioned this to another individual I was talking to the other day, and shout out to Natasha Gregg, who was my guest not too long ago here on the show with Keona Green and Tim's Day. But the one thing, you dream big. Those of us who are out here grinding, we dream big. If you ain't dreaming, then what you doing it for? Right. But when we see our vision and we put it out, and it's just like rap artists or people who perform. You don't understand what it is to handle a big audience if you've never had the small one. Yeah. Okay. The same way you perform for 2 people is the way you perform for 1,000 people. Exactly. So if you had 1,000 people at first and you hyped them up, but now you got 2 and you don't want to do it, you ain't gonna get nowhere. Exactly. You got to be able to go with the flow, because every day is not gonna be sunshine and roses. Yes. When I first started my company, I had one big supporter. Lord rest her soul. That's my sister-in-law. I can have 20 shirts. And I was like, sis, I just made some new shirts. Give me 5 of them. Right. And she was straight come buy 5 of them. She didn't care. And before she died, she said, look, I don't know what made you start this, but it's real catchy. She said, and what I don't want you to do is quit. So you make sure you push this as long as you can. Right. And then during the rides, I had my old boss. He from Kansas. He reached out to me. I mean, he sent me. It was this long testament. It almost broke me down. He was like, I remember you telling me about your clothing line. He said, now I think this is the time where your clothing line need to be seen because Baltimore needs this right now. And that's what made me grab the kids after the ride and went outside. I showed the tag to my wife and my mother. They was like, he sent you that? I was like, yeah. They was like, that's why you. I was like, because God put him there to tell me that.
Right.
You need to go outside and get in these neighborhoods.
Right.
And take your kids with you so they can see what's going on.
Right. You have those people that come along and they could say a whole one word, a whole sentence, a whole paragraph, or they can have a mile-long conversation with you. And you ain't got to see that person ever again.
He's always in Kansas.
Okay. And whatever they said has a profound effect on you. And I think anyone who has taken their dream to a vision into a reality has had that type of person come into their life. I know I have. And when you... At first, I didn't see it for myself. Okay, and I'm pretty sure you were probably just like,
I was just, at one point, I was just like, you know what? I'm losing too much money. I ain't doing this no more. Then after my wife got on board, she said, you ain't doing what? I said, I'm tired. I'm not making no money. You ain't doing nothing.
Right.
I don't care if you make 100 shirts, you only sell one a month. That's one shirt a month that you sold.
Right. Right, exactly. It's still getting out there and going after what it is.
And that's what I tell people. You might have a run where you sold 15 shirts in 1 month. You might go 3 months without selling a shirt. That don't mean that you're not doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. Everything takes process.
Yep.
Like even when it comes to making music, you might have a whole CD, but if I don't know you, I'm not gonna buy it. But if you give it to me and I like some songs, I'm gonna come right back to you.
Right. Give me the opportunity to see what you're about, and I appreciate that because that's something that's just understood. It's like a hidden code among grinders. We understand what that is when somebody's trying to do what they need to do. And when you start seeing it grow and evolve and change, and you're just like, whoa, wait a minute. 2 years ago, I was still trying to figure out how I was going to print that shirt. And
and that's what happened to me. Like, all the designs I got now, I mean, my wife sat back and she said, I remember this was your first logo. I remember you only had 12 shirts.
See?
Now you walking around with 300 shirts in the bag.
There you go.
And I'm like, hey.
That's just how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. When you want something, when it's your passion, when you find what your purpose is and how it is that you want to put it out there.
And they tell you, if you don't fight for it, you really don't want it.
Yep. And they said, as a matter of fact, the Steve Harvey video, and I love Steve Harvey, but the Steve Harvey video was out about jumping. Okay, have you ever seen that video where he talks about how you have to jump?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you're gonna be stuck.
Yep, you're gonna be stuck. You have to jump. Leap of faith, whatever it is you want to call it, stepping off the cliff edge, whatever it is you want to call it. If you don't do it, you remain in woulda, coulda, shoulda land. It's not a place you want to be.
You're a failure if you never try.
There you go.
Because you don't know if you was gonna succeed, and that's what made me do it. I'm like, I went to classes. Like I was telling my wife, I knew about the empowerment zones and all this at a teenager. So when I got older, and I worked for John Hopkins, the university at that. So people are like, why you do this? Because even though it's a good company and it's a good, I want to work all my life. I want to be able to put my feet up and have somebody work for me.
There you go.
So I was sitting there one day and I said, how can I make money while I'm making money? My little brother, him and his friend in California, they already had a little T-shirt thing going on. So he was like, I remember you used to go to school. You want to do it? And that's when we came up with it. But he had straight told me, we not doing it for negative. We not even doing it for the fame and the money. We doing it to bring something different to the table with everybody else bringing.
Right.
He said, now, I don't want it where as though just adults got to wear it. He said, I want kids in it too.
Right.
So we're going to come up with a name where everybody can wear it.
Right. Because believe it or not, the kids they're the first to go out there and run their mouth and show. Look what I got.
I sent my son to school. When we got to church here, Daddy, can I wear my shirt? Sure. You got about 7 of them. You can wear one each day. They want to know where I got it from. I know because it's not something they see.
Right. It's not. Don't worry. You're gonna be in stores soon enough. Okay.
Hey, I already know.
You're gonna be in stores soon enough. So you do your own drawings. We've gotten your humble beginnings to now. Your family support. Who inspires you?
Well, them 5 kids. Them 5 kids and my wife.
Mm-hmm.
And people be looking at me like, man, we never thought you had kids. We never thought you would be married. I'm like, you got to grow up sometime. I can't be the same person I was 15 years ago. I'm like, that's not me.
Right. Though you have some people that haven't come out.
I got friends who still out in the streets, but they respect what I do and I respect what they do. Just like I tell them, I don't know what it's like to be in your shoes, so I can't judge you. Now, I'm not gonna tell you I accept it or I agree with it, but just like you might say, well, he got to work every day. That's not something you might want to do. Right. But that's what motivates me.
Your path is different.
When I get up and go to work and come back home, after I punch my badge and I open my house, I done my work for the day.
Right. Right. And that's it. See, we got regular jobs. We're not just out here pounding the street or behind a mic or on a website and writing and typing or whatever the case may be. We're still doing what we need to do to make our dream a reality. So, you know, if you got the drive, you got to find somebody, talk to them, get some knowledge.
Yeah, don't just be like, well, I done sold 12 CDs, so I'm quitting Burger King. No,
right,
you got to keep pushing.
Gotta keep going. Gotta keep going. So, 5 years from now, where do you see yourself?
Oh, 5 years from now, I'm hoping I can have me a nice little storefront or something. That way, I can have my wife running that shop, and I can work on her and her recipe books. So
I'm interested in this recipe book. Is it titled yet? I like to cook, so you know.
We came up with like 4 or 5 names so far, but she didn't pick none yet.
Okay. So, and you said it's healthy cooking, so it's what, all natural ingredients I'm taking it?
I mean, she do everything from egg whites, and matter of fact, her brother was just having a conversation last night because he's like, you losing weight, and I'm like, I work on a campus. What you expect? He said, no, that's because my sister been cooking. I said, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Half the stuff you see her cook that's healthy, I don't eat that. I said, I'll come in the house. She'll say, baby, I'm eating egg whites and probably some turkey sausage. You ain't got no pancakes or nothing?
You want the real thing, okay.
You ain't got no pancakes or nothing? No.
So you're not a quinoa man, you know? Okay, or quinoa, excuse me.
No.
Quinoa, let me pronounce it right before somebody throws something at me. Quinoa.
She was like, I'm eating egg whites. I don't want your egg whites. I want scrambled eggs. I want the yolk in it.
He wants all the colors in there. Forget all that other stuff.
I mess with her coming in. She's like, babe, I'm going to fix you a nice healthy breakfast. Can I have some chicken wings? She like, early in the morning? Look, I tell you, your morning is my night.
Well, you know, sometimes you have to wean over that way. I got my kids out of the eating processed food 24 hours a day.
It's strange. My kids haven't had fast food in almost 2 years.
And when they eat it, it's like got a whole new taste, and it's just like, ugh.
Because I know I can't go to McDonald's. And I tell my wife, if I was to eat McDonald's, I either got to eat it at McDonald's or when I get in the house. Because by the time I get from McDonald's to home, me and my stomach ain't acting right.
There you go, McLead.
I call it a laxative. That's what it is.
I call it McLead. Laxative on a bun. That's basically
that's all it is.
All right. So where can listeners reach you? Where can they find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram at Hood Respect and at Hood Respect Clothing Line. You can find me on Facebook at Tamel Martin Sr. and at Hood Respect Clothing Line. And you can email me at hoodrespect.tms71@gmail.com.
All right. So all over social media. Okay. Again, Tamel, I'm looking forward to working with you in October.
And I finally have your packages.
Oh, look, I got shirts, y'all, and they in my colors, too. Uh-oh. Ooh, I like the purple one. I got me some Baltimore colors.
That was the last thing she said last night. Make sure you get her shirts before you leave. Because I was doing the party, and I'm trying to get ready for it, and I'm like, something ain't right.
I tell you, if it wasn't for a calendar, I'd lose my mind, okay?
She is my calendar.
Oh, there you go. All right.
You might say something to me, and I repeat it, and then a couple hours ago, she said, did you write on the calendar? I was like, no. I wrote it on mine. I'm like, thank the Lord, I forgot about it.
Yeah. Like me, I got to do it all the night before or it ain't happening.
Oh yeah.
But
I know you have those nights you get up in the middle of the night. My wife is looking at me like, "What you doing?" I just gotta write this down before I forget.
Yep. Middle of the night writing. But Tamel, thank you for the shirts. I will wear them proudly. Thank you for coming in the studio with me today and just talking about things across the board. I look forward to what's going to go on with Hood Respect, and I look forward again to working with you in October for the second annual 50 Shades of Blue. Ladies and gentlemen, you know I'm not going to leave you without a word of inspiration for the day. And a lot of things have been happening, and I'm going to go off of what's happening in here today. And so my word of inspiration to you today is respect. Okay, we have learned, those of us that are not millennials have learned what respect is. We've learned to respect our elders. We've learned never to speak out of turn. We learn respect at work. We learn self-respect as we grow. We need to teach this younger generation respect. We need them to understand you get what you give.
Especially the self-respect.
Exactly.
Because if you walk around with your pants off your butt, how do you expect me to respect you?
See, there you go. So
and trust me, and I'm
learn.
not just saying that just to be saying it.
Right.
I used to be a product of that, walking around with my pants off my butt. Until somebody said, "Do you really know how you look walking around like
right. Have you seen yourself?" And that's exactly right. So we have got to take the time to gather our youth. Okay, whether there's this where I come from in New Mexico, there's a piece of pottery that's known as the Storyteller, and it's a Native American piece of art that has a female with her arms open, and inside her arms is a number of children that are looking at her, waiting for her to tell a story. So their attention is drawn to the adult, and the adult is surrounding them in that love. So I admonish you out there in radio land, internet radio land, talk to your children. Find out what's going on with them. Don't leave them to their own devices, okay? Teach them what it means to respect. Teach them what it is to have and to have not. Because they didn't come here with those electronics, and they certainly are not leaving here with those electronics. So, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, this is Lady Blue, the Lady Blue Radio Show. You can find me all across social media, Lady Blue 1, on Instagram, Twitter, and Blastfy, Google+, LinkedIn. I'm everywhere. And just go out there and enjoy your day. Please stay hydrated because it will get hot today, okay?
Oh, yeah.
But just remember, as I always say, ladies and gentlemen, weeping may endure for a night, but joy does come in the morning. Y'all have a blessed day.
To motivate's the motivation. It's not the money, it's funny cause it's still motivating. Don't give the haters the cold shoulder, you motivate them to do better cause maybe then they'll hold the hating. Don't just follow your dreams, man, you gotta chase them. Never follow your heart, man, it's not a racing. Don't wait for God to do the placement, you gotta set it up yourself before he puts